I'm gonna be cooking today. I'm gonna be cooking something, and I hope I can cook it without writing too much code because I've been feeling lately like I'm at disadvantage because I know how to code. I'm maybe not great. I know how to code. I could do a fairly good job. I think I'm fairly fast at it, but who cares? But then there's these 18-year-old guys. You have Juanjo, right? Where's Juanjo? Are you in my stream? And he's like he doesn't know a lot, and he starts from the school benches and he makes an entire app. Just he doesn't know anything, and it's gonna work. It's probably gonna have some flaws, and it's maybe not gonna scale or whatever, or maybe the security is not tight, but it's gonna work. He's gonna launch it, and that's because he doesn't think of all these things. Like Juan, just chips like a madman. So that's thinking. Am I boxed in some sort of way of viewing these things? I'm viewing all the issues that could occur. I'm viewing all the technical difficulties, where to deploy this, well, what Kubernetes that, and so on. Now that I really understand what Kubernetes is. So before we get into it, I also want to kind of tell you what the plan is, because my plan is to not lose the context. Like my beef with AI, biggest beef I have, is that this is a nice song. That's very good, final. My beef with AI is it makes me lose context. So, I've tried Cursor, that's pretty good, but I'm still kind of, I don't know. I'm more at home at VS Code. Maybe that's gonna change soon. I don't know. Let's see. The point is, I'm gonna stay in VS Code and try out this new GitHub Copilot. So let me see. A big concern that I can't see any comments. It's either I'm alone in the stream or the comments don't work. I mean, at least Juanjo should join and say hi. Okay, anyway. I see you see the GitHub announcements. Hello? Man, I hate this when you're logged in and the site changes. Okay. I just give me the homepage. This one here, maybe. Yeah, so here's what's happening. GitHub Copilot is now multi-model, and you can select between different models such as Cloud 3.5 Sonnet, which I mainly use directly in the Cloud console, which works okay. Compared to ChatGPT, the console is actually a bit nicer to organize things because you can have tabs, and the console allows you to do a number of system and reply prompts. So it's pretty cool that you can set up a more intricate example, and it's a little bit in the guts of it. So at either rate, Copilot supports that, Gemini as well. This is cool because it has a huge context, but people say it's not that good for coding. I haven't used it for coding myself. But, anyway, more options, good. And finally, yeah, the GPT stuff. So that's one thing, that you can use multi-modals. And then the other thing is that they have this, what's this thing? I mean, let's just go in it. They have this chat in here. I don't know if they ever had this or not. I could put files, and I think if you have some files open, I don't know how to make a for loop. Yes, see, it kind of takes your files, and then I can just say fix the problem in the file, and I bet in the life fix all the problems in my life. Yeah, boom. I bet it's gonna write a for loop. See, so I mean it doesn't know language one, so that's cool. I think I'm gonna roll with this. I think it's gonna be a nice option. So that's the thing. Like, why did I decide to do this? Because I was uh I was sick on my couch playing The Last of Us. Super nice game. Man. Uh, you know? You should play it if you haven't played it. It's a roller coaster. So I'm playing Last of Us, and it's I'm pretty good. You know, I still got it, and there's some sort of cutscene and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I could probably deal without. And I open up X, and what do I see? There's this Dimitro Krasun. You know Dimitro Krasun? It's like this screenshot one guy. He keeps attacking me. I don't know. So there's Dimitro Krasun writing Black Friday something offers Tony Din. And I remember this from last year. Freaking Tony Din. I love this guy. He's a great guy, but he has this Black Friday deal thing, and it's like a GitHub repo, and it's first come first served. So let's dig into this. Where is Dimitri Korsun? This guy, and I instantly get like this FOMO. I get, man, I missed it this year as well. Like, what am I doing? Freaking Tony Din, first one, first come, first serve. There's like 1,000 people. Where is it? Gosh, this guy tweets a lot. There it is. I don't give discounts. Yeah, right. I don't give discounts. He gave me a discount. No one believes you now. Okay, but giving 3 months free for annual plan instead of 2 seems worth experimenting. Okay. And then freaking Tony Din. Man, this really cool guy, Tony Din. Nice apps, but you you did me over this year. How could you do this? So he's like, it's the time of the year again. I created a GitHub repo, collect awesome Black Friday deals. Last year he got 500 deals. Submit your PR starting today. First come, first merged. 100 deals now. So I see this 100 deals now, and I'm like, note to self, better luck next year, Dan, because I missed this train. And I'm like, Tony didn't. He's an awesome guy, but like he's already doing some. Why should he have all the fun? Like, why can't we have some fun? I mean, what's what's the problem here? Like, why can't I make my own, but better? Can I just do that? So I think I'm gonna make my own repo, but whenever someone submits something to that repo, I'm also gonna push it to some sort of website, and I'm gonna do like a little bit of SEO, backlink building, some marketing around it. So, it has a nice DR. You at least get the DR. And also the GitHub backlink. Here, if you get a repo with a lot of stars and you have links coming from it, then it's actually pretty good. Like some SEO juice is transferred to you. So at any rate, I'm gonna do this. I mean, I'm gonna here's my thinking into it. Can I like take a screenshot of this? Yeah. I was going into it, and then I thought, let's do something that brings a bit of urgency. So, and I don't want it to be just for Black Friday. I mean, it's gonna be most for Black Friday. But what if in a unpredictable future that we live in and world, I might decide to make it more generic. I don't want to be locked into the Black Friday thing. So it's gonna be called Rare Big Deal. It's a pretty cool domain, huh? So I just snatched it for $10, I hope, I think, from Cloudflare. And we're good to go. So let's see what Tony Din has built. So here's why this is so genius. God damn it, Tony Din is clever. Man, so he has a kind of directory-ish, but it's on GitHub. So this is a developer area, right? You don't have people that don't develop, at least on the side in here, right? And the first thing you see are 3 developers, like this one has dev in the name of the app. You know what I mean? Really cool apps, by the way. Like what happens in this repo is the first people scroll down here, Unless you really want something and you search for it and you're like really, oh, I want to get books. I'm into books, and then you go to books. Where most people scroll and then they get here, they realize this is an incredible long list. And hey Dima, you could have added my app because you're the first three here in the tools. You were up this morning and you didn't tell me, man. Not cool. Where's Dima? Rachel. Just come on, man. It's like not cool. All right, fix that one. So anyway, pulled 3 fields, pretty straightforward AI stuff. I think in a website context, you could do more justice to these, because you could mix them up, you can show different views to it, you could do more SEO. I mean, this is all cool and all, but could be cooler. Let's pop open Shifixen. So, as I said, the domain that we got that I have forgot in the meantime is rarebigdeal.com. There we go. Rarebigdeal.com. What is this? It's like rare deals on software apps. No, details. What are you doing? Deals and discounts on software apps and SaaS. Yeah, that's your title right there. Okay. Get rare limited time deals on selected software SaaS. Software apps and services. Discounts for Black Friday and beyond. Yeah, those are the keywords. There's no CTA. Let's go ahead and generate the landing page. Oh, I want an image. I would just get straight to the point, to be honest. Just a bit of content there. Let's generate the web page with AI, but I'm honestly not sure how much I'm gonna keep from it, but it's easier to delete than to add this later. So blog is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably get the markdown from GitHub and I'm gonna generate smaller markdown files and add them to the blog so everything gets indexed and categorized and stuff's kind of neat that way. So yeah, next over here, the name rare big deal. I'm not sure if this does this give some strange vibes to someone. I don't know if there's some sort of weird reference. Tell me now before I get too far with this. I have a lineup which is big deal energy. I mean, okay. Pick a logo. So I'm just gonna pop up Figma. Let's pop up some Figma here. I gotta use a emoji for the logo and no time for this. I actually wanted to do like a logo generator in Shipixen, but I also thought like that's a different product, isn't it? But whatever. Let's do a gift emoji. And what if you like? Can you do tinting in Figma? No, cannot. Like, can you like rasterize? I've never tried this, but people are like Just do an emoji logo, blah, blah. So let's do an emoji logo. Flatten. And what is it now? Is it the vector? Is it it's like PNG? None of them? Effects? Why am I so lost in here? I just wanna like on the web it's so easy to do this. What's your problem? Figma. I thought this is a fairly easy task, but you know what? Let's pull up this. Let me just hide my chats before because I really don't want you to see those. That's between me and OpenAI and not you. So generate an App Store icon 4K good Apple iOS for a gift discount app. Minimalist and simple style. Two years ago, we didn't have this. You have to like just draw boxes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't. There's not an option. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted.